sadly.
Not that Memphis Grizzlies.
Nah, not with Colangelo. Not with Colangelo. We can't do Philly right now until they get rid of him.
You really trying to say that for this man to go to Philly, bruh?
I side with Colangelo even if he did all that junk. I don't even care.
What's going on, folks? It's another week, another episode of the Walk-Ons. We got some familiar faces that have finally decided to rejoin us. We got some guests as well.
I was about to say,
But let's go ahead and get the show started. We'll go ahead and get to that.
That's how you feel.
Let's go.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I mean,
I'm
really,
not done. I'm not done yet.
You don't have to be done. I'm gonna make you be in your feelings tonight. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, we're gonna see.
I just want you to be. I'm gonna make you be in your feelings.
All right, folks. Welcome back to the Walk-Ons yet again. Today, I'm your host, your man, Callie Chris. You already know what it is. On the table, I got my man, Gary.
Yo,
we got my man, Robbie.
Great to be back with you.
We got Megan.
Hello, everyone.
We got our guest tonight, Sabrina. She be killing the comments every week.
Yes.
And we have a return fan favorite. My man Tremaine decided to grace us with his presence.
Hey!
And he's on time today.
Hold on. First off,
Bang.
whoa. Wait a minute,
Bang.
Jesus. What you finna not to do is come for my life.
I just did. Make sure you
know
follow
what?
us on all
I
our
hope
social
they
media
put your mic
platforms.
on
On the
mute.
side, it's not gonna happen. On the sides, we on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, SoundCloud, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you go to the website www.freethinkersradio.com. We'll remind you of that throughout the night. But let's get started with the pick six. So, Serena Williams is out with a pectoral injury, has withdrawn from the French Open. What are our thoughts, folks?
Oh no, I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are.
Okay, go ahead, Gary. Get it off your chest.
Okay.
Say it
I
with your
got to
chest.
get this off my chest.
Okay.
She was about to go up against Sharapova in that next round.
Okay.
Now, granted, she has like a 14 or 15 match winning streak against this girl, but Serena knows she's not in full shape. So instead of going to get that beat down, she
Gary
pulled
out
out.
shooting early.
That's what it is.
Is it that, Gary, or could it just be motherhood has taken a...
Oh, that ain't got nothing to do with it.
Wait.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
A torn
Whoa.
pec muscle. My wife says her question was, is she breastfeeding?
You know what? Probably. That
Could
is
it-
a
could
good.
that
Never
be
thought about
so?
that. That never crossed my
Hey,
mind.
but I ain't got nothing to do. It ain't got nothing to do with motherhood. I ain't gonna put it all on motherhood because I mean that just come down to just take care of your body.
She might just want to be
Period.
with her
She
baby.
was going to get the beat down, you all. Look, she has not played many tournaments
If you're scared, say
coming
you're
up to
scared.
the French Open. If you are scared,
They want all the
say
smoke early
you
tonight.
are scared.
I see y'all.
She
I
not
mean-
gonna be scared. What's she gonna be scared of?
Look,
Taking that L.
she's
She
been
don't
beating
wanna wear it.
Sharapova down for years. She has like a 19-2 record against the girl. But because of the book that Sharapova put out earlier last year, talking about Serena and their rivalry and how, yes, maybe she's beating her, but her status is still higher than Serena's as far as money off the court. Serena wasn't about to take this beat down.
tough
She
talk.
knows.
And did she get suspended for
Okay.
Did Serena get suspended
Come
for
on
2
now.
years?
What? Drop the mic.
Whoop.
Drop
Quick
the mic,
responses.
Robbie. Drop the
Okay.
mic, Robbie.
I don't hear no
Drop the mic,
response.
Robbie.
I don't
I'm
hear
just saying.
nothing.
Bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
She was going to get the beat down. Sharapova is on point right now with her game, and Serena's not.
But
Hey, but experience is always gonna kill that, regardless. Serena got way more. I mean, experience-wise, come on now.
I
Serena
think
done been
so
to the
too. Like she'll
championships
know
many
how to
times.
manage.
She'll know how to manage.
You're right, Tremaine. She'll know how to manage.
Well, I saw a little bit of
Look,
her match, and they were definitely running her around. They knew
She's
that
been
she's not
struggling.
the
and
athlete
she's
that
been struggling in
she
the
was
couple
before
of
the
rounds
baby.
that she did.
At
play.
least not yet.
She's not
Still
in the
got
best
some
shape
baby
right
fat
now.
on there.
But yeah, I mean, but
Really,
like,
Robbie?
That's what I was
I mean, he
gonna
said
say.
baby fat.
shoot it. Yeah.
He said baby fat.
Listen. Gary said she's
Robbie
going to get a
said real.
beat down. But speaking
Robbie
of beat
said
down,
baby fat. bruh.
speaking
I
of
thought
beat
Gary
downs,
was a fan.
I am a Serena's fan. Serena is my favorite female athlete of all time. It's just that she's not
Gary
in,
said he a
in the
realist.
best shape right now.
He a
I'm a
realist.
realist.
you said she's
But-
gonna get a beat down, right?
But you got two American women in the semifinals, Madison Keys
Sloane
and Sloane
Stephens.
Stevens. You
Shout
know,
out Sloane Stevens, by the way. Yeah, she bad. I'm just
Man,
saying.
I'm done, bro.
But speaking of beatdowns, the NBA and the Detroit Pistons are going to get one at the moment. They're getting sued by the mother of Zeke Upshaw. That's the player back in March that collapsed on the court. They say the doctor had already left the facility and no one provided the adequate care to him. He died 2 days later.
Yeah,
of
where's the
heart failure.
defibrillator? Where's
Yeah.
the
Where's all that?
CPR jumping right on him
And nothing
when he goes down?
Exactly. With all the players that have collapsed in various sports over the last few years, you would think that would be the first order of business to make sure that this doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's important, man.
Does she
man.
have a case? Like, will she win her case?
Most
Sounds like-
definitely.
She's gonna most likely win it.
I'm just asking the question.
She's gonna,
Yeah.
well, because if medical staff is always supposed to be on hand, it doesn't matter what goes on. If all of the players have not left the facility, they are not allowed to leave. Period. It does not matter. All athletes have to be gone. I've learned that even in coaching in high school, coaching track, it's the same way. We have to make sure that all the athletes have left the field before our medical staff is allowed to just get up and just leave. They can't do that. Because if something happens and they're not on post, they're held accountable to that. And then also, not only are they held accountable, then we're going to be held accountable as a coaching staff.
Exactly.
Because we know something is happening and transpiring at the present moment. So yeah, she has a legitimate case. So I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, I believe
And
that.
even outside of medical, of them being there, everybody should know how to operate that type of equipment, and the equipment should
You'd be
there.
surprised. I used to be a dispatcher. Trust me, you'd be surprised.
And
Yeah.
they're
Really don't.
supposed to, like,
Supposed to,
you
yeah.
know, I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving my child with somebody that does not, you know,
Right.
with a
But
coach
that
that
makes
does
me
not know
question
how
how
to
Red
do it.
Cross
sports in
certified.
general.
At least
Right.
somebody can,
Right.
can
And
jump in there and
Right.
go to work.
Everything that she was saying is accurate. Like no chest compressions, no CPR, and it was a 4-minute break before anybody got to him, and then it was another 40 minutes before
Exactly.
he made it to the hospital. for
So
oxygen and
44
all of
minutes
that.
is way
I mean,
too long
yeah,
for
he
that.
collapsed
Is she
and
black
right
or
there by
white?
then. Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Zeke
So,
Upshaw.
that's
I'm gonna let you
definitely a
guess.
case.
I'm gonna let you take a wild guess.
I'm
Right.
just
I'm just saying.
Well,
Right.
that's not going to
It
matter.
don't matter. She got a
Yeah.
case. She's
she,
a
she
mama.
has a
Right,
case.
that's
She's
right.
a
I know.
mother.
I just wanted to
Take it to a jury trial and put mama on the stand.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
You ain't about to do nothing to my baby. You don't get my money.
They're going to settle. It's not going to go to trial.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Trump
NBA
settled
has
on not inviting the Eagles to the White House.
I don't think they really wanted to go.
No, I'm confident they didn't want to go. Well, at least most of them. But he went ahead and settled that and said, "Yeah, we're going to rescind the offer." I've
Yeah.
never seen anything like this in my life.
Disappointing.
well,
Both sides. Both sides are wrong.
Well, yeah. Well, it's okay. So to be honest with you, even when I listened to LeBron's talking about it today, from his interview today, I'm sorry. I mean, all of these athletes, I know everybody does not agree with what Trump does. I'm not sitting there saying that I agree with everything the man does. First off, we knew what kind of man we were putting in office in the first place. We put him in there. It's not anybody's fault but ours. Second thing is, when it comes down to it, Trump is about green. That's what the man is focused on. He is a businessman, and that's what he focuses on is money. So everything he does is from a money standpoint. Yeah, all the dumb stuff, now that's just pure just trying to just power and control. I mean, that's what it come down to. So you can't be mad at nobody else but yourself. Our thing is let's somebody got to grow up. And I mean, figure just quit being.
Yeah,
So
why-
you're saying
why
they're wrong for not going?
Why decline the
why not
opportunity
go?
to have a dialogue, though?
I mean, yeah,
you could sit down and have a
Because it would
decent
be a
conversation.
pointless dialogue.
No, it's not-
Depending
it's
upon
not-
who you talking to,
Ain't no
the
pointless
conversation would be
dialogue.
pointless.
When we lose the ability to communicate, I mean that's when.
But
things
we
really
lost
go.
that ability when he went into office.
No,
Well,
we lost that ability before he went in office.
Guess what?
That had nothing to do with him being in office.
Speaking of communication, Brian Colangelo communicating a little too much on Twitter with
yes.
these random tweets about his team.
Yeah, if this is
76ers.
true about him saying
Well,
Allegedly.
It's allegedly.
Let me put it out
It's
there.
alleged.
5 burner account.
It's alleged.
Yeah.
Following the KD method.
But if it's true, he definitely needs to go.
But
Why-
now
why
they
you
said
think
it
he
was
needs to
his
go?
wife that was doing the tweets. But
Somebody's got to take the
did-
fall for it.
Right,
Somebody-
right.
He
Yeah.
can't. Like his
Man,
family
you
name
know,
it. You
it-
can't take the fall for
TMZ
that.
said the last 2 letters of the phone numbers matched his wife.
How do we know he didn't just take his wife's phone number and
What?
put the information in? Yeah.
Yeah. Why is she sharing this?
Regardless of
If it's
whose phone
medical
it was,
information,
he gave the
especially, why is he
information.
giving this
Yeah,
info
yeah.
out? So it really doesn't matter
Exactly.
at that
Right.
point.
People had talked about what he wears, so he went ahead and went at them about that. That's how I know it's him. That's how I know it's you.
Right.
You felt a way
Whatever,
about that, my
bruh.
guy.
Oh.
Can you imagine the wife's face when he blamed her?
Nah,
Hey.
she know how much he makes. Like, all right, cool.
Really?
We'll do this.
No.
We
She
good?
probably made him sleep on the couch.
For real?
Get your butt on that couch right now.
Oh,
We've-
okay.
No.
We've seen this before. Gretzky's wife taking a fall for the gambling. Other
Yeah.
athlete's wife taking the fall.
Yo,
Roger,
shout out
Roger
to the
Clemens'
sports
wife
wives.
taking
Like, sports wives be
taking
holding
the
it down.
fall for the
I'm just saying.
steroids or whatever.
It ain't man. listen.
HGH, whatever you call it.
It's always
What
something.
if you was married and your wife did that? You gonna just go put your wife on blast like that?
Look,
What's
if
that?
Oh, you thought about it. You had to think about it for 2
What's
seconds.
at stake here?
Yeah,
What's
you
at
gonna put her on blast
if I'm
like that?
making a couple of millions like that, yeah, someone's
If
gonna
I'm
take that
LeBron
fall.
making, listen,
Someone's
if,
gotta
if I'm
take it.
LeBron making $2 million a week, yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
$2 million a week?
What does that have to do with anything?
All right, bro. All right.
You're gonna put your wife on blast. Oh, baby, I'm gonna give you the fall. There
When you
go.
have a quality of life and you want to go from the penthouse to the outhouse, I think somebody's going to be
Exactly.
on blast.
Oh,
But
so
then
you
they
decided.
probably- to be honest though, they probably sitting back laughing with each other, like, "Oh, this means war,"
Now,
and it's just gonna be a prank.
listen, speaking of getting put on blast, Dwayne Casey got fired by the Raptors. They blamed the loss on him, but now the Pistons are interested in hiring him.
Yeah, he a good coach.
You think he's gonna get the job?
It's coming down between him and John Beeline, looks like.
he'll
But
get
Oh, the guy from
I don't know what kind of
wow.
credibility John Beeline's going to have back at Michigan when he goes back
Right.
to coach them if he
Yeah.
doesn't get the job.
I do give you that, but he is a really good coach. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people get him twisted of what kind of coach he is,
Mhm.
because when it comes down to the game, he gave the Raptors and has
Is
given
he a
them
good
for years.
regular season coach?
Good. Well, but it's the thing though. They knew what they were coming up against every time they get in the postseason. You knew what you were getting up
Kyle
against.
Lowry is a mental midget. That is the problem. He's mentally
I
weak.
mean, but that has nothing to do with him. The coaching.
That's what I'm saying. It's not Dwayne Casey's fault.
Dwayne Casey.
These are the players
is a
I have.
great
What do you want me to do?
coach. I mean, how, I can give you the playbook. I can give you the schemes. I can give you everything, but I can't make you play.
Now,
Period.
Right.
lastly,
He
They
deserves
got-
another shot, just like
Yeah.
a lot of these coaches are getting
Mark,
recently.
Mark Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think Beeline wants the job. Look, how many times have we had college coaches gone and taken these interviews, and then the next thing you know, that university ponies up a bunch of money to them?
Yep.
Beeline, get yourself paid.
That's all he's got to
Right.
do.
Money.
All right, folks, when we come back, we are going to talk about my Cavaliers.
All right.
What happened? What can we do? What's going to be the outcome?
You wouldn't technically.
We're going to come
be
over all
considered
that.
a Cavalier.
Pause. We'll
Cry
say when
with
we
them.
come
That's
back.
what you need to do. Cry
Y'all
with
stay
them.
tuned, and we're going to be right back here to talk about my man, Braun.
Okay, that's what you should have
LeBron.
said. Let's talk
Yeah.
about my LeBrons
Yeah,
because
'cause
you
that's
said
all
you're
I
not a
am.
Cavaliers fan.
That's it.
Remember?
I'm okay. So
I'm LeBron.
I'm a Cavalier
Cass
fan.
is next to
I'm
me.
born and
Well, I'm
raised in
talking
Ohio.
about
It is what it
Chris
is.
Yeah.
and Sabrina.
I'm a fan by
Sabrina,
proxy.
what?
You're not a
No,
Cavaliers
you're a
fan.
fan
I
by.
said I'm a LeBron
You are a
fan.
fan
By
by
proxy.
No, oh my God. You know what?
Yup.
I'm gonna let you have your moment.
Well,
Appreciate
look,
you.
Look how the team fighting.
Yeah.
Who
It's
fight?
fight. No,
We
team
not
ain't
fighting.
fight. Trust
He
me.
know, he
Ain't no
already,
hands
he already
thrown.
know what it is. This is what he
Hey,
gonna get.
Janelle.
I ain't giving you nothing else. Don't make no doggone sense. Don't root for the Cavs. You ain't even trying to root for us.
Man.
All right.
I'm in my feelings.
Heard you. Come back in this feeling. See?
Oh.
Ooh, ooh.
Come back in this feelings, bro.
Why do black people always gotta start stuff?
Cause what we do, man.
Oh,
We're good at it.
gosh, Tremaine.
We're good at
it.
We're good at it, bro. We're good at it. That's what we do.
I can't
All right,
believe-
folks. Welcome back. Once again, follow us on all our social media platforms. Make sure you follow us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. The website, www.freethinkersradio.com. Everything is on the side of the screens. Make sure you follow us on all those platforms. All right, it's time to get into it. We got to talk about these Cavaliers.
All right.
Let's talk. Wait, first off, before you even get into this, so we got to put the Cry LeBron in there, though.
Exactly.
So that's how you feel?
Cry.
You know what? See,
Yo,
this
my
is-
man.
this is
Haters.
stuff-
We're gonna kick you off the cast in a minute.
Always
You're gonna get kicked off the boat in a minute, bro.
Man, you know what? Hey,
Before we get
Really?
into the game,
Terrible.
I just need y'all to answer this question. Okay, so these suit short outfits things.
Oh.
Yo, these just kind of hard. I'm not even gonna front.
hold up, wait.
These
a
just
minute.
kind of hard, bro.
First off,
These kind of hard, bro.
okay, you know what? I'm glad this is an explicit. This is like we got to keep this real,
Okay.
professional at this moment because the thing that I want to say to you, I can't
Say what you want to say, bro.
Nah, I'm
Would you wear it? Would you wear
First
it?
off, I'm not wearing
Would
it
you
because
wear it?
I
No,
need
no.
to be able to
No,
breathe.
I'm not gonna
I
wear
ain't say you
that.
had to wear it skin tight, bro. You can get it the size you want to get it.
Okay,
But
they look skinny.
Listen, the
Hold
junk
on.
kind of
So wait a minute,
fire though,
wait a
bro.
minute.
It's kind of fire.
No.
No,
First
it's
off,
not.
To see
With some
somebody,
Vans,
No,
with
it's
some
that's
Vans,
not- that ain't.
kill the game, bro.
then your boy
Kill the
Draymond
game.
Green rocked the same thing.
Draymond, we'll get Draymond next. We'll get Draymond topic 2.
Lord.
Let's go ahead and get LeBron's game. So, 51 points in game 1.
Okay.
What else do you want him to do?
All right.
I want him not to throw
Coach
his
JR.
teammates under the
Oh,
Smith.
bus.
I'm about to
That's
get
what
to
I
that.
want.
I'm getting to that. I'm gonna get to
Okay.
that.
Okay. So
But just on the court itself, just his play. What else do you want? from him?
LeBron's play is fine.
Okay.
That's number one. You already know LeBron is gonna bring it day in and day out. Period. Because that's just how he play. Now, I will say the one thing that frustrates me with LeBron
Okay.
is that sometimes LeBron gets so caught up in the call that he forgets to get back
Yeah.
on defense.
That's not forgetting. He's no. Trust me, he knows exactly what's going
No,
on.
I'm
This
not-
is
no,
my
no,
breaks.
I-
These are the only breaks I get. Because I'm gonna stand here and argue with this ref for about 10 seconds.
I'm just saying.
The only breaks I'm
Now,
getting.
don't get me wrong. He does have legitimate arguments
Right.
because throughout both of these games, I have seen fouls that have not are blatant.
True.
Like game
Yeah.
2,
True.
there is no
Trash.
way. Jeff Van Gundy said it too. He
Yes.
said, "Come on now, really? Like if you're not really you seen Steph and Clay run into the man,
That's true.
and you're not.
There's a couple of them in
call
game 1.
anything?
There's a couple of them in game 1. I'm gonna get to that in a second.
That's the thing. And I said this, and we talked about it anyway.
Yeah.
If they don't offer the same thing going to Cleveland tomorrow and Thursday, the same thing they did in
Right.
Golden State, come on, that's a problem.
I want you to look at because the way you're putting it, there's just this big discrepancy in the foul shots. Look at the number of foul shots per team. It's virtually the same. And actually, Cleveland has more because Cleveland is more aggressive. LeBron has been going to the basket more. Now, some of the calls that they miss, everyone wants to harp on those. But if you look at the numbers are virtually the same.
I get
So you
that.
think the refs are being fair?
The refs are being fair.
But no, because
Gary.
if they Gary, come on, I mean, no, look.
Oh, you
Hold on,
said-
wait a minute.
That Celtics fan is even like, nah.
when you
bruh.
miss
No,
one,
I'm
Dude,
not
saying-
step on LeBron, step on him, knock him down, trip over, nothing. At the end of the court, if you blow a kiss at Steph Curry, he had the foul line.
And Steph is going undercutting Kevin
best
Love.
Right.
Best play. Now you turn
Come
around
on.
at the 3-point line. Kevin Love ain't even touched Steph. And they put him on the line for 3
Come on,
shots.
Gary.
look
Really?
at the numbers.
Kevin Love
I'm
didn't.
just saying,
He
The
breathed
numbers
on
don't
him.
matter. if they
Kevin
still
Love didn't,
cheating.
but Kyle Korver surely did.
No,
That's
I-
another
I-
issue I
I
got.
get
The
that.
Warriors
I
are a
give you
jump
that.
shooting team.
But Kyle Korver is not.
gonna
Kyle
draw
Korver
as many
is a
fouls.
Kyle
You can't look at the
Korver.
cumulative amount.
We know what kind
Right.
of kind of player Kyle Korver is. He is a 3-point shooter. He is not the
You're
best on
proving my
defense.
point. If you're a 3-point
We know
shooter, why
that.
are you fouling a 3-point shooter
But
on the 3-point line?
I understand that. You're right. I get you. But his biggest struggle is what? Defense.
Because they
it's
went,
always
because
been
before
Kyle
we can
Korver's
blame
biggest
George
struggle.
Hill, we got to go all the way back to Kyle Korver and Kevin Love's stupid fouls.
George Hill is a different.
That's what I was
They
gonna
don't
say.
play the same.
He loved to try to
No,
throw
I said
other
before we
people.
blame George Hill for that instant, you got to start all the way back at Kyle Korver and Kevin Love, then George Hill, then JR.
But
look,
I
some
get
of
LeBron.
the calls have been bad calls. I'm going
Yeah.
to grant you that. But what I'm saying is you just can't take those 3 or 4 bad calls and just say, oh, the refs are against Cleveland.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that against Cleveland. I'm not saying that.
The refs did not lose that game.
I'm not saying
LeBron's role players
hold on,
who
but
are
this-
getting paid
wait
that
a minute.
$14 and $15
Okay,
million
then.
Wait a minute.
They're the ones that
Wait a
lost
minute.
that
I got a
game.
lot to say about that, Gary.
This is what
Thank
y'all-
you.
This is what everybody's saying, though. This is what everybody's saying, though, right? Everybody is saying that the role players ain't putting up no points, right? But hold on. Everybody, they had 4 people in double figures and double figures all for both games. Period. The only thing that the Cavs they had been messing up on is defense wise. That's the only thing. Outside of that, they've been fine. Game 2, it lost because of defense, and there were a lot of missed calls. That's what I'm saying.
And they came out with a whole different strategy in game 2.
And they came
Where
out
was the
different
switching in game 2?
A lot of missed calls.
Double team LeBron.
No.
They came out.
They couldn't pass
Golden State. Golden State played an excellent game 2. I take nothing away from them. But when you pull within 5 points, then you turn around and you're like, how? You're missing calls. You're standing there looking at this man, and you're not gonna call what you see. You're just gonna let it fly. But then you come down and you're gonna put somebody like a Kevin Durant on the free throw line for the same thing.
Game 2 it probably wasn't a good example because it's 122 to 103.
But hold on, but the Cavs pulled within 5 points. 5 points. So. And then that's exactly when you turn around.
And then they toyed with him. They toyed with him. And since Steph just said, you know what? Let me just shoot one from about half court, Kevin Love. Because when you switch and try to put Kevin Love on him, number one, they shouldn't be switching.
Some
like
shots,
that.
though.
That's disrespectful to Steph. It's like, you really gonna put Kevin Love here? All right, bet.
But some shots that Curry is gonna take. It is what it is. You just gotta live.
That one when he was leaning back.
I mean, it is what it is. You played the best defense you could. You gotta live with it. It is what it is. What can I do? Kevin Love played phenomenal defense on him. He shoots it from almost half court and makes it. What can I do?
All right, so here's what we need to get to. We need to figure out what happened in game 1. That ending. Here's how I looked at it. So Cavs playing a great game, the best they've played this playoff final series.
Right.
Okay. Talked about Kyle Korver, stupid foul. Kevin Love, stupid foul. Then we get George Hill. George Hill makes the first shot. My good, you're 81% for your 10-year career. You should make both of these. Free throws, nobody's in front of you. Take the shot, make it.
They're free.
Missed the second one. Now, before we even get anywhere else, there should have been a third one because there was a lane violation. And they said
on Draymond Green.
Exactly. So he should have got a third shot.
Correct.
But okay, that's neither here nor there. Okay, Kevin Durant messed up. There's no way that JR should have gotten that rebound.
Correct.
With Kevin Durant standing there. He just was out of it.
Correct.
Okay, JR got the rebound. 4.7 seconds left on the clock. Now, LeBron's here. Ty Lue's here. We watched JR run out here.
One dribble for a layup.
He could have he could have laid up. Even if he went all the way out here, fine. Because he takes 3 pointers. We know this.
I give you that.
LeBron, hey, pass me the ball. He's still looking. He's not passing the ball. Okay, LeBron does like this. You take the shot then. He passed it to George Hill. George is not expecting you to pass him a shot. Everyone around you is making for you to take the shot. But even that aside, Ty Lue, you're the coach. Previous series, Brad Stevens had 8 seconds on the clock, came sprinting down the court to get a timeout for his team. You're standing right here. You can't call a timeout. At the first 2 seconds you see he's not taking a shot, call the timeout. LeBron, you're looking at him. Your IQ for the game should tell you something's off. Call the timeout.
But LeBron did turn around and
it was like the day when he did it. It wasn't a forceful, hey, give me the timeout.
No, Chris, I agree with you.
Here's where the
I'm still putting it on J.R. Smith. He's got to know.
I'm going to get you that. I agree with you.
Right, he should.
But here's where they lost it completely. Because at that point, okay, we're going to overtime. It's still tied. You can still win this game. You got 5 minutes.
Correct.
LeBron, this is where I blame LeBron. You're a leader, and I'm asking you as a coach. You're a leader. Okay, your team, something happens, somebody does a stupid player mistake. Now, you're going to just stop talking to everybody on the team. You're going to be upset. You can't rally the troops. Hey, we still got 5 minutes. We have not lost this game yet. We still can win this. That's my only gripe with LeBron. Is like, that was a moment for you to be a leader in that. You're a player coach. That was a moment you needed to be a coach.
I agree with you. The one thing, that's what I'm saying. Some of the things that frustrate me the most with LeBron is his leadership. LeBron, and it doesn't matter what team he's been on, whether it was when he was playing with D Wade or when he playing here in Cleveland, he's been the same way for every team.
Yeah,
it's never changed. He's been doing that for years, and I wish he would change that. And whenever he decides to change it, I believe he can win more championships. But
he's got to get that mentality that Kobe and Jordan had.
He has to have that fight,
that killer instinct. Like, we're gonna win this one way or another.
Win. Right.
All right, folks. When we come back, we're gonna talk about the other team in the finals, the Golden State Warriors, and just what they got going on. They're kicking on all cylinders right now. We're gonna go over a little bit of that. Stay tuned to the walk-ons.
What's funny is
too many people got a pass on that. You know, they gave George Hill a pass, like you said, 81%.
George Hill was so happy JR did that.
Right.
So happy.
No.
All right, Ty Lue got a pass. You should have told your players, hey, we have a timeout in case this happens. A good coach would have known all of these
Something.
things.
But
JR took
they're not looking at
all the
see,
blame. He
but
didn't even
they-
admit to do anything.
They're giving him the blame.
They are still not sure.
They are giving
Didn't
him
JR
all
have the
blame.
audacity to say, "Oh, LeBron gets a chance to play with me"? Listen,
Nah,
I
that
can't say
ain't-
what I want to say on this podcast
First
right
off,
now.
no, I mean, let
JR.
him say that. Let him say
Stop.
that.
And
Let
then
him say that.
LeBron, who's supposed to be the smartest player in the league, you don't know in that situation that you had a timeout. So he sits on the bench
But
and asks the
even
coach,
before that,
"Did we
LeBron
have a
should have never made that.
blame for everybody else.
He should have never gave that ball
He already
to
carrying
George
the
Hill.
team, like,
He had
Lord.
Steph Curry on him. You have Steph Curry.
Goodness.
This is a mismatch. Mouse in the house. I'm about to eat right now. I'm going straight to the hole.
he should have known they had a timeout."
All right, folks, welcome
JR
back.
should
Once
know
again,
what
follow
she
us on
did.
all our social media platforms. On the side of the screens, you see them. Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. We're on the website, www.freethinkersradio.com. Catch all of our shows, past episodes, future, all the other shows on the network. But
Call it
right
what you
now,
want.
it's time to talk about the Golden State Warriors.
What about him?
The Fantastic
Right.
Four, as Marcus has dubbed them. Curry, KD, Clay, and Draymond.
Great strategy in game 2. Double team LeBron, make somebody
Yeah,
else beat
excellent,
you. It
yeah.
paid off, and they
It paid off.
pushed the tempo a little bit more in game 2 too. So
I will say,
Frustrating.
I will say that game 2 for the Warriors was very efficient. They actually played a great game 2. They came out very aggressive because you could see the aggression they came out with. They came into game 1 basically big headed.
Yeah.
Like
And rightfully so.
we gonna walk,
We're the defending champs right now. Look at your
no,
team.
no,
Okay.
it don't have that. Yeah, I mean, but it still has nothing to do with that.
I mean, I hear
You
but-
paying attention to you think, oh yeah, we got Kurt, we got Steph, we got Clay, we got Draymond. To be honest with you, those 4 are not the ones who cause them to really win the game. The
It's
person
other.
who helps them to really win them games ain't playing. And that's Andre Iguodala.
yeah, he's usually the best
He's
defender on LeBron.
He's everything
Iggy
to
is that
team.
guy.
How about Mr. Perfect off the bench though, Sean
Look,
Livingston?
they-
4 for 4 in
they're
game
showing
1.
that they can do it
Livingston's
without him,
underrated.
though.
But
In
no,
game 2.
you know what? Because of their shooting. When you got 2 MVPs on your team, and your third best player on your team is just as good as your top 2
Right.
players on your team, what you gonna do? I mean, come on now, really?
Well, now I'm gonna look at it this way. You know, Draymond does cry a lot about fouls, and he can never do anything wrong. But I would tell you this much: he is really smart. When he knows his shot is off, you're not going to see him out there just throwing up 3-pointers or shooting the
whoa.
ball.
J.R. Smith.
Wait a minute.
Pay
Wait a minute.
attention.
He
Wait a minute.
pulls it back.
No, wait a
I mean,
minute.
he took 5 or 6 shots.
He's
the
a
other
difference
night.
maker.
Drake, who?
Draymond Green is a difference maker on that team.
Draymond
Yes.
Green.
When he like you said, when he recognizes his shot is off, he will do other things to make himself
Led the team
asset
in
to the team in that moment.
rebounds.
Yeah.
Led the
Irritating.
But
team
he
in
should leave
assists,
his team.
steals,
He should
blocks,
lead his team in rebounds. He's supposed to.
And the
You a
whole
big
team
man.
has
That's what
covered up
you're
for
supposed to
KD.
do.
assists.
Yeah.
Because in game 1,
He's your power
Kevin
forward.
Durant
He's
was
leading you in
basically
assists.
terrible in game 1.
Watch what-
His team covered up for him because they're that good.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, but think about it. And it's the same thing that they've said on all the podcasts, everything. Ever since, the only thing that makes to where that they can win like this is because Kyrie Irving's not there. So it allows Steph to do what he's there to do. Shoot. He don't have to play. He don't want to play no defense.
Because who's going to guard him?
You can cover up Kevin Durant. Take
You got a rim protector.
Take Steph
Somebody
Curry
beat
off that
Steph.
court.
Mhm.
Right.
Take Steph off that court. You can keep Clay, and what is Kevin Durant gonna do? Because Kevin Durant is just like LeBron, just on another team.
A power player, yep.
He'll get out there. See, but the only difference between him and LeBron is LeBron will turn it up when he needs to. KD he won't.
I like
Period.
LeBron in a bench press contest.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, it is what it is.
Look, the
It
man
is what
hasn't
it is.
scored less than 25 points in any
It's-
finals game that he's played. So why are we just throwing this man on blast?
Who? Kevin Durant.
Yeah, you're acting
Because
like
Kevin Durant,
his team
because
is
when it
allowing him
comes
to do that.
when you need him, he is nowhere to be found.
What
And
happened?
that's frustrating.
Where was
The
this
only
at?
reason
Where was this
why-
at OKC?
Last year,
He
now,
was
last year,
MVP
hold
last
on,
year.
where
Where
was
was
this
this
at?
at OKC?
Looking at
Last
the
year,
same
I give you
player.
last year in the last game, he showed up. But this year, to come back and to do it again, he ain't doing it.
Look at how many games Steph was out this year during the regular season and in the playoffs.
Right.
Who took this team to where they are to
It
get
wasn't
into the-
him.
Are we
Klay
watching
Thompson.
the same games here?
Clay is the one that held it together.
All right, you gotta relax.
He averaged like 35.
You gotta
He
relax.
averaged 35
You know,
points.
You gotta relax.
What do you mean? I'm
Nah,
relaxed.
bro.
I'm just saying.
KD was an integral part of that.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
When he's shooting, who's guarding? It's like shooting over a chair. No one can stop that.
So in the last series against Houston, KD was the man for the whole entire series.
I didn't say
We
that.
didn't say
He was
that.
the one
We
that
said,
carried
you just
them
said regular.
through.
We just talked about regular season.
I didn't say regular season. Regular
But
season
what did
is
Houston?
fine.
What
I'm
did
talking
Houston?
about postseason.
What did Houston do?
I'm talking about
Houston's doing the
postseason.
one thing that Cavs are not doing. They actually played hard defense. They made them work. Steph had
Yes,
to work
I
in that
give you
series.
that.
He's still averaging over 25 points in the postseason.
yeah.
So, I mean, what do you want him to average? Like 50? He's not going to get out there
He's a
like
team guy.
LeBron. He's a
LeBron
team
has to
guy.
get 50.
LeBron
Kevin
has
doesn't.
to get 50.
He has
Man.
to.
He doesn't have to
He didn't
get
have
50.
a choice.
Look,
Like James Harden had to get 40 or 50 for them to win. Kevin Durant does not have to get
Right.
He's
Why
a-
would I
he's a team guy.
overexert myself if I don't have
Still
to?
win.
I get you.
If
on
everybody
that, but
around
at
me
the same
scoring 25 points, why
Right.
am I going out there
Right.
trying to get 50? No, here you
Right.
go, bro.
Got a whole
Yeah.
I
team
get it.
playing
I mean, I
behind
get.
him.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like
I
yeah,
don't
but it's
disagree.
like,
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not saying
so
that you're
Now-
wrong. But at the same time, you're the second best player in the world. Get out there and do what you're supposed to do.
what do y'all think about the chippiness that's been going on the last, especially in game 2?
You lucky they ain't get beat up. Because Kendrick Perkins is
Listen,
about to take Steph out.
listen, if I'm the Cavs, Ty Lue, pay attention right now. Activate Kendrick Perkins. He's got 5 fouls. Use all of them on
5
Steph.
hard fouls.
Use all of them on Steph. You know he got tissue paper ankles. Just kind of roll into it a little bit. I'm just saying. I'm just
That's a
saying.
win at all costs
I'm just saying.
mentality.
See, this is when you need Dellavedova.
Really,
Y'all
dude?
miss Delly now. Yeah. Yeah.
Who's willing to do the dirty work?
So
Doug Gottlieb.
we're going to bring out
Did you
a
hear Doug
daily
Gottlieb?
reference?
Delly,
Yeah.
bruh.
Did you hear Doug Gottlieb yesterday? Because they were trying to talk about who can guard Steph and actually give them a shot. He had the audacity to say Seti Osman.
To guard Steph?
No. Seti Osman can't guard himself.
Can't. No, I tell you,
Steph?
Nah.
Stop it.
The only person that would possibly have a chance, and I say possibly, is Jeff Green. And
If he want to
that's-
play that day.
That's possibly. And I mean, Hood. If Rodney Hood decides to get out of this, I don't know where he is, cloud.
Right.
Then yeah, I would say.
How
then
long
I
is
would
Rodney
say,
Hood's leash?
But this is what I'm saying.
The nerve.
Then I would say Rodney Hood.
No
could
one
guard
on
it.
that roster
But if-
can guard Steph.
Exactly.
No, no,
It's not
That's
gonna
just the
happen.
problem.
No,
No one on the roster
What I'm
can
saying
guard
is,
him.
I'm not saying right now in the mindset that half of them guys are in. No, nobody can guard him. But like I said, if Rodney Hood could just get out his own way, play like he did, play in Utah, he'd be fine.
That's a
he
if,
could
though.
guard. He could
It's a
guard
big
Steph
if.
because when he played for Utah, he was doing perfectly fine when he played them.
That was there. The mentality
I
and, the
understand that.
atmosphere
It's always
is different.
Yes, the atmosphere in Cleveland is going to be different because this is your 4th straight finals. Cleveland is expected to get to the finals. Golden State is expected to get to the finals.
Do you
It's
see who he has
nothing
to play
less.
with?
I
Jordan
understand.
Clarkson. Really? Larry Nance.
You said
Really?
you
Hold
said
on,
it yourself.
Larry Nance
LeBron's the
plays a
coach.
good defense.
Hold on,
LeBron's the
Larry
coach
Nance
and
has been a
general
factor
manager.
in the playoffs
Right.
now.
Heard you.
Larry Nance has
Heard
played
you.
really good.
Heard you. Okay.
Don't play Larry
Okay.
Nance now. He's
Mhm.
played really
He
good.
All right.
wanted
And
these
he
players.
has.
LeBron got the players he wanted. Like you said, he was the
He's the
coach
general
and the
manager.
general manager.
Listen.
He wanted these
That-
players. He
that's-
went out and
that's
got them.
another
And you know
thing.
what
What
he's
he
got?
did.
A bunch of TLCs.
But they
scrubs.
have to, no, but
Facts. Look at Kerry with the TLC reference.
Okay.
I see you. I see you. Listen.
TLC.
Listen.
Y'all-
So no, but I'm serious. Activate Kendrick Perkins. Because Steph was about to get washed the other night. Washed, bro. And folded.
Man.
Well,
He
as,
wanted no
How do you
part.
think Kendrick would
truthfully,
respond to
should he have
that little
moved though?
dance that
Should
Steph
he have
likes
moved?
to
He
do?
was
Kendrick slapped the fire
7-foot
out of him.
man sitting on a bench, and Steph actually backed into him.
Exactly.
Steph could have just walked forward.
And I'm just going to say this.
come on now.
That was not a charge.
I'm getting tired of Steph. I mean, he was one of my favorite players a few years ago, but all the dancing, the shaking.
That's the
Come on.
ongoing sentiment. If you look on
That
Twitter,
kind
a
of-
lot of people are starting to like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm good on it.
It's
And he got
unlikable.
trash shoes. So I mean, it's really nothing to
I mean,
support.
what the
That's
him.
true.
shoes got to do with it, though?
They
That's
trash.
true.
But he said it. Look, if I
the
dance on you
mouthiness, he used to not
and
have
you
that
do
kind
it to
of
me,
mouth.
you have every right to dance on me.
Mm.
So that's
We ain't
what
got
I'm
nobody that
saying.
can dance on him because the show ain't gonna be Kevin Love.
No one,
Yeah.
no one on that Cleveland roster
Easy
can
to
dance
say.
on
And
him.
his
Team
parents
full of
taught him better than
all-stars.
that too.
Listen,
Right.
They taught him how to dance.
I will say this: tomorrow's game is going to be a very intense game.
Very.
Yeah.
Very intense game. It's in
Definitely.
Cleveland. And I'm not, like I said, the Cavs should pull tomorrow's game out.
Yeah, I
Then
think
the
it's
next
going
game-
either
the next
5
game
or
is-
7.
The next game is really
It's
going
not
to
going
tell the
6.
difference.
Yeah.
Game tomorrow, the Cavs should be fine. They should win that game.
Yep.
Because they're gonna come into a high atmosphere. Everybody's gonna be ready to play. But game four, is gonna be huge. That's gonna be the tell-all.
Yeah.
That right there, that's gonna tell all. That's gonna determine
They won't make it back to
who
Cleveland.
they're
if
gonna.
they lose
Yeah,
4.
that's gonna determine if they're gonna get back to Cleveland for another one.
All I know is I was happy we lost in game 1 just for one moment. That gave us one of the greatest memes to come out this year when LeBron walked off on that question. Listen, fam, I have found that for everything.
What does the meme have to do with anything?
That was hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Should you be able to just walk out like that? It was a legitimate question.
He asked the same question
It's a
5 times.
legitimate question.
I've already answered this question, dude. I'm like, and you're not new here. So like, bro, we're not
They
about
were
to do
picking.
this. It's either I'm gonna leave now, I'm gonna curse you out and then leave. So and then instead of cursing you out here, I'm just gonna walk out.
These
Son is on
when
the
it
walk.
comes
It was
down
a
to-
legit
if you,
question.
No, be honest with you, they have been picking a lot, and then and
Gary
I
ain't
will
giving
walk out
LeBron
too.
no break.
'Cause
It's cool.
Yeah,
It's
but
cool.
does he
It's
ever?
cool.
Like they went today, they went all the way back
All
to
right,
game 1 for
folks.
game 3.
We come back. We're gonna have the Clemson chat. We're gonna talk about the passing of one Dwight Clark, and we're gonna have a college baseball update for you. Make sure you stay tuned right here on the Walk-Ons.
I'm just saying.
That was a legitimate question, and he just gets up and
It's a really
walks
legit
right on
question.
Yeah,
out.
I'd walk out too. I would walk out
Say
too.
the question for us, Gary.
Basically, he asked him, "Did you think he knew there was a timeout or not?"
I'm not J.R. Smith. I don't know his mentality.
Like, yeah.
Ask him.
Why
He
you
had no
asking
clue.
me?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that. Be honest with
Some
you,
of
was
those
it a
questions
stupid
were
question?
unnecessary.
I'm not
Look,
going to
just
throw
like-
my players under
No,
the bus like that. I'm
But-
just going to say, hey, I don't know. It's the
ask
heat of the
him.
Why is
game.
LeBron
You,
always
that's a
held to
question
this,
you have to ask him.
hierarchical standard
Because-
of nobody else. He
well,
has to answer
because-
for this, and he's blamed for that. He
34
has to
million
do
a year.
all of that.
Because he
No,
throws his,
No.
throws his
But-
teammates under the bus. You really don't see many
that kind of money
superstars
last
But
that
no.
do that.
But it's
Well, can they step
frustrating
up?
because you know what's so funny? Even when watching them how they do
I'm just
LeBron,
saying.
Help
they make it
me.
make it
Help
like
us.
LeBron is like a god, like he can't make mistakes in
Right.
any game. But then they'll turn around and like I said, Kevin Durant's supposed to be the second best player in the world. He do the same thing. We don't hear him talking about him. And Stephen A. Smith said it
Right.
too. He said it's funny that if the Cavs would have won game 1, then everybody would have went, oh, Kevin Durant, this,
Yeah.
that. Oh, but LeBron them lose. LeBron, y'all, everybody sucks.
Listen, Stephen A. Smith two-face. I ain't got time for him.
Stephen A. Smith.
I'm
just saying.
is
All right,
kind of
folks.
two-faced.
Welcome back
I
to the
get that, but
Walk-Ons.
still.
As you can see, we talk about the Cavs and Warriors in the finals. There's a lot going on right now. So
whatever.
we at this point are going to go ahead and get into the Clemson chat.
All right.
Robbie's got a
Let's
good
do
one
it.
for us this week.
Right Temp Heating and Air has served the Greater Midlands area for 30 years, providing service on all makes and models for our commercial and residential customers, as well as commercial and residential unit changeout and new construction installments, including VRV installs and designing commercial applications. There's a federal tax credit of 30% and a state tax credit of 25%, totaling 55% on the installation of a geothermal system. For a free unit estimate, call Right Temp Heating and Air today at 803-755-6556.
I'm Robbie Kiner with this week's Clemson Chat. For the third consecutive season, the Clemson Tigers hosted an NCAA baseball regional, and for the third consecutive year, Clemson Tigers failed to advance out of the initial weekend. The key to the weekend was the Saturday night matchup, where Clemson held a 3-0 lead over Vanderbilt. They were unable to hold the lead, losing 4-3. That forced the Tigers into the losers bracket, and once Sunday rolled around, they would have to win 2 games. Vanderbilt would only have to win 1, and by the time Clemson got to their game with Vanderbilt on Sunday night, the pitching was diminished. For 2019, the Clemson Tigers will have to replace Seth Beer and his 22 home runs, Chris Williams, another power hitter at first base. So look for Monty Lee to be out on the recruiting trail trying to replace that power. Logan Davison, the shortstop, returns for 2019. He will be the leader for the Tigers next season. Join us Tuesday night in the Walk-Ons and next week for more Clemson Chat.
All right. That's another good episode of the Clemson chat. Robbie always takes good care of us. Make sure we got all the Clemson information we need every week.
Win or lose, even when the Tigers take it on the chin, I'm here.
All right, right.
Oh, and they took it on the chin. They got vandalized.
Yeah, I told you, Gary out here shooting tonight.
They got
Gary shooting.
vandalized by Vandy.
That's that retirement.
There we go.
That's how
He retired now.
feels.
That's right. He don't care nothing about none of y'all right now.
I don't care.
All right. So, Robbie, you say you want to talk about Mr. Dwight Clark.
Yep. I tell you, it was one of my favorite players coming up. I was able to watch him at Clemson and with the 49ers. And Jeff Bostic probably said it best about him as a person. He said up at Clemson, every girl wanted to be with him, and every guy wanted to be him. And he was just that kind of guy. He was that outgoing guy and loved everybody and always there with a smile. He dated Miss Universe, Sean Weatherly, but at some point he says, I know you're Miss Universe, but I need to keep my options open. So he just moved on from that. So, but anyway, he 33 receptions at Clemson, 3 TDs. The biggest TD was a 62-yard touchdown versus Maryland to help win the ACC championship in 1978. Of course, he's known for the catch, big NFC championship game catch versus the Dallas Cowboys in San Francisco to lead San Francisco to their first Super Bowl. With that one, they beat Dallas 28-27. It's exciting. Last-minute touchdown from Joe Montana. You know, Bill Walsh came to Clemson to scout quarterback Steve Fuller, and Clark answered the phone and said, "Hey, well, why don't you come out here and catch?" So he caught everything. He threw about 50 balls, caught everything. So he just said, "Well, we'll invest maybe a 10th round pick." Now they only have 7 rounds in the NFL draft, but with that 10th-round pick, he went on for a 9-year NFL career, 2 Pro Bowls, a 1982 Player of the Year. 134 games, 6,750 receiving yards, 506 catches, 48 TDs. So big-time career for Dwight Clark, and may he rest in peace.
Rest in peace, sir. Yeah. Now, you also have a baseball update for us.
Yep. Baseball, Clemson, couldn't get the timely hitting when it mattered the most. I went to Friday night's game, and what really hurt them was the pitching and the defense as much as the timely hitting. They gave up a couple errors on Friday night. And that forces you to keep running these pitchers out there. They ended up using up a lot of the good pitching on Friday night. And the pitchers they used on Sunday, they should have been using them Friday and saving some of the good pitching for Sunday when they really needed it. But, they didn't get the timely hitting. But that's the break. Seth Beer went in the draft 28th overall pick with his 22 home runs. So he's going, I'm sure he will sign with the Astros.
Okay.
Also selected in the draft was a couple of Gamecocks went to the Mets and a couple of Tigers. Carlos Cortez went 83 to the Mets. Adam Hill also went to the Mets, and Riley Gillum from Clemson went to the Mets. So you could be up there playing with Marcus with the Fireflies next season. That's when I say affiliate of the Mets.
Let them know. coming through.
Carlos Cortez, stay right here in town.
South Carolina always producing talent. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and give the Gamecocks credit. They advanced, they're heading up to Arkansas. They lost 2 out of 3 when they went up to Arkansas. A little bit colder weather when they went up there the first time, but they play Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And so get a little more time for the pitching to heal up. They had pitched on Monday, had to finish up their series on Monday, knocking off North Carolina Wilmington to advance. And so some of the Friday, Saturday, Sunday matchups include the Stetson Hatters going to UNC. Mississippi State will be heading to Vanderbilt. So only one SEC team will advance out of that, but definitely one will. Auburn's heading to Florida, so same deal. One SEC team will advance. Duke's headed to Texas Tech. And Tennessee Tech upset Ole Miss. They're heading to Texas. So that's your baseball update.
Yeah, well, did you see all of those SEC teams? There will be 3 SEC teams in the College World Series. You got 3 super regional matchups.
Yeah.
SEC, best conference.
Right. Can't beat it.
We'll see how it plays out.
As usual.
Florida State's playing for the women's.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that.
He says SEC. Nah,
2 ACC teams still alive. UNC and Duke. We'll see.
Oh my God.
we are gonna see what happens. All right, folks. We come back. We got the No Love segment. We gotta talk about Ye. Then we got Walk and Talk. We're gonna talk about Gary and Megan's homework on my man Push. We're gonna talk about Ben Simmons. little bit of grilling etiquette in season, and this bare knuckle boxing league that they just started. Make sure you stay tuned right here on the Walk-Ons. We'll be right back.
So done with y'all, man.
I know.
SEC is the world. Really, bro?
I guess I failed.
But look, I mean, you're going to have 3 SEC teams in the College World Series, and there's a possibility 2 ACC teams might make it. But
Right.
hey, it's just putting it out there.
That's how the cookie crumbles,
Duke
folks.
went down to Georgia and beat Georgia. Beat 1-2 down there. So you never know.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth closed.
Is that not the best?
We shall
I'm
see.
not saying nothing.
We shall see.
Is it? We are all the world. We rock.
Well, what did the Big Ten have?
I don't watch baseball.
Spicy talk. Let's go.
They can't have home games until mid-April, right?
I
It's
don't
too
even.
cold.
I don't watch baseball, so I don't really know.
So then, well, who's the best conference if
I
it's
have
not the
no
SEC?
idea.
Well, then we're
It's
just
only baseball.
we're
It
just
doesn't really
repping
matter.
our conference. That's all.
I'm not worried about repping anybody conference. Sports to me is sports. Your team is good, they're good. It is what it is.
I mean, it's true. We shall see, bro.
I mean, what is up with this Jamaican music?
Listen. Marcus knew we were about to go. All right, first and foremost, welcome back to the Walk-Ons. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, the website, www.freethinkersradio.com. You can catch our show and every other show that has on the network. Listen, again, Robbie's Clemson Chat's on there. Food Tripping, as you see right here on the screen, comes back soon for season 2. Y'all did good on season 1. We got a lot in store for you for season 2. Make sure you follow the playlist that I update every Friday for you. I got your music right for you. Every theme, everything you need every Friday. I got you, Apple Music and Spotify. Now let's get to this No Love segment, speaking of music. So Kanye West dropped his album, 7 tracks. He was in Wyoming, had a bunch of people there. It's called Yay.
I had to show you.
We'll get to that. It's called Yay. I'll be honest with you, I'm a huge Kanye West fan. Huge. Follow Kanye West even back before he was making music. He was just producing. So I wasn't a fan of Yeezus. Thought it was pretty trash. Life of Pablo was trash as well. This right here takes it to a whole nother level. Like, this is terrible. Out of 7 tracks, his production, the beats are fire. So if we could just get him to just make beats again, just stick with that, he's fine. His vocals, no. And as my man Dave said, the mix was terrible. But he had 1 track. No mistakes with Uncle Charlie Wilson and Kid Cudi. The hook is fire. I've had that on repeat. But the rest of it's super trash. So I'm gonna need him to go back to the drawing board for this. Yes.
Where is this album on the charts right now?
It's number 1 because of followers.
Okay.
People are sheep. People are sheep.
I just wanted
The same way that
Sounds like a Gary
See,
argument.
that's why Megan and I are agreeing on this.
But guess what? It's the same way Drake's freestyle was all over the place. And then my man Push came in. Rah! Killed that real quick. Messed up a man's Adidas promo run. It ain't been announced yet. They were going to announce it after your album drop. Now we're going to go ahead and step all over that.
But see, now he's taking money
Put
out of
your
this
child out
man's
here.
hand because he was
And?
going to put his child out
And?
there.
Listen,
But I would tell you this.
when
you
it's
know,
beef, ain't no rules.
we talked about the coins last week. So I went to Forbes, the authority on money.
Okay.
All right.
I knew
Pusha
he was
T.
going.
Okay.
Worth 10 million.
Okay.
Drake worth 110 million.
Okay.
Oh.
So
That's 11 times.
So I'm
I think
I'm
if
asking you a
I,
question.
you know my math.
I'm gonna go
I
to
think
the same thing I said last
Is
time.
that 11 times?
I'm gonna go to
Robbie?
the same
That
thing.
is correct.
Same
That's
thing.
11 times.
Oh,
What does money have to do with your skill set? We're not talking about your funds.
Because
I'm not denying the fact that Drake has
beef.
money.
It's a beef.
Okay, and a
you
beef, there's
said
no
for yourself,
rules.
To me, this right here, these 2 men will probably never fight. It's gonna end up being a basically promotion.
Jay Prince
publicity.
jumped in. Jay Prince jumped
And then
in.
the
So
sad,
nobody's doing anything anymore.
Here's the sad thing
Once
about
Jay
I
it.
think it
Prince
would have
says-
went that way in the
listen,
first place.
Once Jay Prince steps in and says, stop
okay.
everything. If Jay
But
Prince
you-
would have walked in here right now and said, hey, the show's over, guess what's happening? Put my headphones down and I'm walking out. The show is over.
Well, I don't even know
But-
who Jay Prince is.
Listen.
I
Show is over.
Like,
Here's the
keep
sad thing
going.
about it. So now you got this beef going on between these two, but then now you got these people who are like washed up trying to get involved in this.
Wayne.
Ja Rule
Yeah,
When's the last time you've done anything except for
Whoa,
had
whoa,
your beef
whoa,
with
whoa,
50?
whoa, pause.
Again,
Pause,
Gary,
pause,
what does
pause,
this look
whoa,
like?
What
A
we not going
publicity
Yo,
stunt.
what we not gonna do is come on my man job. That's what we not gonna do.
And why is
That's what
50
we
coming
not-
out of the woodwork?
Well, hold on.
You know, you stay
not gonna
on
50
the
either.
you stay on the movie screen
We
and
not
do
gonna-
what you're doing now because your music is awful.
Pause. Whoa.
The music is awful.
Do you
now.
watch Power? Big Rich Town? I have that on repeat every year when it's time for Power. That's my
what I'm
ringtone when it's
saying.
Power time.
You stick to what you're
He
doing
said
on
the
your
relevancy
television.
right now is power.
That's
That's what he
But guess
That's
what?
why you're
Everybody
relevant
recognizes what
right
from
now.
Power? That song, which is 50.
I don't know about that. When I think of power, I don't think about that song.
Listen, as soon as somebody mentions Power, the first thing I think about Big Rich Town. I'm not gonna sing because I can't sing.
Yeah,
But
So
first thing that
why
comes to my
are
head.
the two of them trying to bring this beef back? Because their music is not relevant right now.
Are you
It's not.
kidding? Listen,
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me.
Publicity
Man,
stunt.
involve myself real quick. Gary, what is going on with you today, bro?
my man, he retired.
It's like
he feel like
it's
he's
like
shaking
for
shots
some
to everybody
reason,
now.
This is
for
the new
some
Gary.
reason, like
This that pent up
this-
aggression for all of
Hey,
you.
like,
He said-
yo, what is
he-
going on at home, brother?
He said to do the homework.
He's
I
making-
did my
did his
homework.
homework.
So you listen
Valid.
to
Brother.
Push's response.
I did.
So
And
what were your
it was
thoughts?
good. It was really good.
Good.
So
No,
what kind of groceries are you getting at home that are causing you to come in and feel
I'm
like
saying.
He killed them on the track.
this? What's
So
up with that?
wait. So
That's all I
Tremaine, what are
was
you
saying.
saying though? So what are you saying?
Something is up with these
him?
Wheaties.
But you
that
tell
Gary
me-
got
So
at
we're
the
not
crib.
talking about that.
Listen.
How much is that track going to make?
Well, it's not about that.
That is what it's about.
Rap is a sport. It's
Taking
not
the
about
supplements.
that.
I think
I
Robbie
won.
already-
That's all that matters.
I think Robbie already said it was 11 times.
It can
Listen.
very
So,
well be.
do you-
For those who are really listening to it for those reasons, Chris, yeah, you may have a point. But what do you think the media is doing off
I
of
don't
this? They're
care.
capitalizing. The
Listen,
whole object
fine.
is to make more money.
Okay. Push on 100K first week. Push on 100K first week.
What
and
did
God knows
Forbes say?
how long.
10 million.
Boom.
110 million.
Listen, fam.
I mean,
I ain't arguing money because both of them got more money than me, so I don't care about the
So
money.
I don't.
Right.
You make if
They both got more than me.
If you ask me my question on it, do I really know the whole just scope of the whole situation?
No.
I don't.
That's
I'm
the
not gonna lie to
point.
you.
Nobody really
But
knows.
what I will say is, at the end of the day, it does come down to money. I mean,
Listen,
they're
fam.
trying to.
Cha-ching.
I'm not. Now I did pay attention to like
As Pusha younger
Kanye and some of his stuff,
more
but I'm gonna tell you the
potential
truth.
long
Now
term.
some stuff Kanye did say it made a lot of sense, and it was true.
Oh, we gotta do a whole special
He did
special on
say
that
some
one.
stuff that made
oh,
sense.
I gotta do a whole episode with you
I
on
mean,
that
we
one.
can.
We're gonna shoot that.
But I
That's
will
gonna be an
kill
evergreen
you.
episode. I got you.
I mean, sure,
All right,
let's
folks,
do that.
When we come back, we're gonna try to see if we can get Coach Fry. We got track season now, so sometimes he's busy. We'll see if we can get him on the line. If not, I got some other surprises for y'all.
You
But
don't,
make sure that you stay tuned to the walk-ons right here. I don't know what y'all are on today.
Chris,
y'all are
Chris,
bugging.
Chris, you don't want them problems. If we do a show, you do not
About
want the
Kanye?
problems.
Oh, we can
About-
do that tonight.
Hey, we can do that, and you will be in your feelings.
Bro, never that, bro. I just speak
I'm gonna
facts.
have you over here
I just
sucking
speak
on your
facts,
thumb. Don't
bro.
do that.
I just speak facts. That's it.
No.
That's all it is.
So you think I'm not gonna speak facts?
bro.
LeBron
You
called
act like I'm just
himself
gonna
the
open my
GOAT
mouth and
today.
just be
Y'all
like, yeah,
agree?
it's whatever.
What about Jordan?
Who said what?
LeBron called himself the GOAT today.
Okay. Shout out my mans.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
You can
Hey,
call
I can
yourself
tune
a
that.
goat.
Hey,
It doesn't mean
hey,
you're the
what's
goat.
What's going on, Coach?
Say, Coach.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, keeping it real.
Yeah, we on commercial. We about to bring you back in a minute.
Coach Fry.
Coach,
You got two
All
ladies here today,
right.
Coach.
All right.
Two.
Okay.
Oh man, y'all stepping up. Y'all improving.
We trying, man. We trying.
They're trying.
Good company.
Yo,
Oh,
wow.
really, Rob?
Y'all are wild.
Hey, hey,
Man.
you know when the world is more than 50%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we better keep it real. You want them dollars?
All right.
You know
okay.
the Clemson, you know the Carolina percentage when you go recruiting, right, Coach?
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sure he does, though.
All right, folks.
Yeah,
As you can hear, we got Coach Fry on the phone. We're coming back from
54%.
commercial. Yeah, we got to keep it real every week. Coach, take it away.
Hey, keeping it real. Gamecocks are playing baseball. Gamecocks are running track. I'm out in Eugene, Oregon, where it's nice and the air is clean and the track is fast.
Okay.
Hey, I ain't gonna say the other word. Well, we getting ready to kick some. That's what we gonna do.
You gonna stop by Nike while you out
What's
there?
up? What's up with my man TT, man? What he gonna put up this week?
Well, we're gonna find out the first day. He lines up against that Florida State guy. The guy that's got the number one time in the country at 200. T got number 2. They go head up. tomorrow night, and so we're gonna find out right away. They just threw us right into the fire. They didn't let us have a opinion.
Really? Because I watched
Yes,
him.
sir.
I know I seen him at the open meet that you guys ran here, and he definitely set that time. And then I watched him at the SEC championships. So I was just curious to see how he was looking going into these nationals.
Got Josh Awatunde going to throw the shot put as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Got a long jumper out there for the men's side.
Yep.
Got a 400, Aaliyah Abrams, 400 meters for the women.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Lisa Labicha in the high jump. And you got a long jumper as well. 4x100 relay team, 4x400 relay team.
Yep, Rugi in the long jump. She's All-American last year.
All right.
And Leah ran in the Olympic trials, and Lisa was at the Olympic Games in the high jump. So they got pretty good experience. They come in. Our goal is getting the top 20. Yeah, it takes 12 points to get that done. So we're going to get it on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Y'all got this.
Y'all should be at now.
Let's go.
Are some people going in multiple events for this weekend, or just one?
No, Leah's coming back. She runs a 400 and comes back and runs on the 4x4. And then Stephanie Davis, a freshman, runs both 4x1 and the 4x4.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Not bad.
She's a versatile athlete.
It's gonna be live. I hope you guys get on ESPN and live on Friday night, 7:40. We'll be lining up in the 200 meters and for TT, trying to win a national title. And Josh on Wednesday, he'll be in the finals to win that shot put.
Definitely, man.
Let's do it.
Definitely
Rooting for
watch
y'all,
out.
man.
Well, I ain't got no choice.
Hey, remember 12 points gets you in the top 20. 20 points gets you in the top 15. And buddy, 26 points push you in the top 5.
Whoa.
Okay.
Listen,
Go get it.
I coach at Spring Valley. We have every Kanisa ain't gonna. She gonna make us root for USC.
One way or another. Hey, Coach, I got a question
We
for
ain't got
you.
no choice.
So we got some of the local elections
Yes,
coming
sir.
up here. How important is voting and for the people to get out and vote?
Hey, get it real now. I'm just watching where you got these shootings going on as time people start voting on politicians that are interested in how to stop shootings in schools. It's very important. Young people are depending on the votes, not just the money it takes to keep politicians elected. They're counting on people saving lives, and people who are coming up like you that are very young, they got children. They are having children. They need to make sure they're trying to make this world a safer place for our kids to go to school.
Okay, I'm with you on.
So voting is life. Voting is life or death. I mean, it's the power of the tongue determines life or death. So you need to talk about voting before you go vote.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, speaking of voting, are you still sticking with the Cavs, or are you switching to the Warriors? Which one we got?
I got a bad memory. I don't know what I remember. I don't know what the score was at the first game. I just got 2 seconds with this ball, and I'm running the half court.
Well,
You and J.R. Smith both.
Right.
I retired on Friday, but I have a good memory. I remember what you said.
I can't remember. I just didn't put the ball back up to win the game, so that it would be so that when we come back, right now it's gonna come back 2-2 when we get back out there. But that could have been 3-1. But hey, we just it ain't over to the fat lady saying.
I've been telling them that they don't want to hear it though.
I mean, her name might be Rosie Barr or something, but I ain't got it. It ain't over. It ain't over. I mean, she can't remember the national anthem right now, though, because it looks like the Warriors is headed on in toward the end of the show. But we ain't sung yet.
Nah, it's not over yet.
Nah, it's far from over.
I'm just keeping it real. I don't know if y'all can read between the lines, but we got as long as there's time on the clock, baby. Hey,
it's not over.
And we need some commercial. We need some commercial time anyway to sell some products. So we need to win some games so that they can keep this thing up a little while longer.
Championship shirts and hats.
Those officials only get paid if there is a game.
Maybe the officials, like they try to shorten the game. They won't make no calls. The only man. I mean, if you're a big man it's just like the police. If you're a big black man, you ain't gonna get no calls.
Oh my gosh, Coach!
Great
you didn't go there with that.
Great analogy.
Why was I watching Chris Rock today? And you saying
Right.
something about that, dog?
So Steph gets the
Hey, I just
calls.
know that's right.
LeBron
Just keeping it real.
Exactly.
Hey, good
It's because
grief.
Steph is light skinned.
So, Coach, let me ask a question now.
I thought the boy was named Shaq. I mean, Shaq didn't get no calls. He don't get no call. What the world going on here?
Well, let me ask you a question, Coach. That first game, a lot of people are wanting to put blame here, there. They're blaming JR, they're blaming LeBron, they're blaming Hill, they're blaming Tyronn Lue. Who do you think deserves the majority of that blame on the Cavaliers side? Because we don't want to say the refs.
Some people, I don't have to blame nobody. Some people can see truth don't matter. Facts and truth don't matter. Hey, when a man standing in the lane and the man charges into him, knocked down, and they had to go to the clock to determine if his feet are outside the bar. His feet is about 15. He got a 15-inch foot, and it's about 2 feet from the line. They said that's called facts. But in this day and age, facts don't really matter. So
those were alternative facts.
Wow.
No. Them but the facts. And facts, because I mean, when a man don't blow the whistle, hey, it don't make it wasn't a fact. It means that somebody